This prayer we are about to do is traditionally called Hamelech, which literally means the king. On Rosh Hashanah in particular, God is referred to as the king over and over again. Hamelech or Hamalchut can mean both the sovereignty and also the regime. Now, on its face, the prayer is a spiritual affirmation that divine sovereignty permeates all existence. And yes, it is also a political statement, and so are many of the other references to God as the King on Rosh Hashanah. It loudly implies that while we recognize that we may be under the authority of a human regime, ultimately, when that king or authority acts without regard for human dignity, without an ethical morality, then we cannot recognize the legitimacy of the inhumane acts of that regime. So, ironically, with all of these references to the king, today is in essence a no king's day. The Jewish tradition calls upon us to question authority. And when the authority acts in service of oppression, we are taught that we cannot stand idly by. We must act. We must talk up. In the Torah, there is, I believe, the most extreme example of this when Abraham challenges God. In the story, God tells Abraham that God will destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham is aghast and demands to know, shall the judge of all the earth fail to do justice? God goes on the defensive, as Abraham protests that even if the guilty are punished, that there will be the collateral damage of death to the innocent. Now, if in this case, Abraham must challenge God's authority, then we are certainly obligated to challenge the injustices wrought by our earthly sovereigns. If God is acting unjustly, Abraham cannot simply acquiesce. Abraham's God is to prove of being worthy of obedience. Now, the motto in the United States is E pluribus unum, out of many, one. But I actually prefer the motto that Benjamin Franklin proposed instead, which was, rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. So on page 20, let us change our posture now in respect to this call, which sees divine sovereignty everywhere, but it is also a pledge of allegiance to a power beyond presidents, beyond prime ministers, beyond kings, beyond tyranny. Hamalchut.